This is one of the most beautiful Christmas markets in Europe. This is from Strasbourg in France. Absolutely gorgeous. Remember, European Christmas markets go all the way back to the late Middle Ages. Oh, keep playing it. Don't we have more? It's just beautiful. Yeah, keep playing it. All right. They go all the way back to the late Middle Ages, the 1400s. They start in Germany. And this is why many people wonder how Germans do Christmas so well. Well, Christmas markets started in Germany. No one celebrates Christmas quite like Germany. My son was just in Munich, and he said you can't even get off the plane and get into the terminal before you're overwhelmed with Christmas displays during this time of year. It's just really one of the single most beautiful, wonderful expressions of civilization, particularly Christian civilization, one can find anywhere in the world. So God bless Europe. I love this time of year. Absolutely wonderful. I haven't decorated my office yet. I've got to do that.
Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition, and that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power.
Well, Mr. President-elect and former President, thank you, Donald, congratulations. Thank you. And looking forward to having like we said, smooth transition. Do everything we can to make sure you're accommodated, what you need. And we're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. So good. Welcome back.
Gang, what you just saw there was both the president and the vice president eerily congratulating Trump and promising a peaceful transition of power. Well, that's something I'd like to believe, but it's hard to believe those words when they're coming from the mouths of pure serial liars. I mean, career liars. So what does that mean for the next few months? The opposite of what they're promising. So absolute chaos. Economically, culturally, politically. We might be in for war for all we know. So what should you do? You should at least own some gold. The markets might be up right now, but who knows what's going to happen between now and January? You need to protect yourself against the last hurrah of the worst administration America has ever had. We know it's coming. I don't know what, but something is between now and January 20th. You might think they're just going to hand over a pristine, happy, functioning country to the man they tried to assassinate and put in jail, entirely ruin. No, something's coming, and you need to be financially prepared for it. You need to talk to Goldco and protect yourself against this last battle. Get some gold in your portfolio. In the coming months, you'll be glad that you did. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code and just chat with them. You'll be glad that you did. All right. From the glories of Christendom, unfortunately, to the absurdities of drones, U.S. officials are reportedly investigating the origins of these drones that have been widely spotted flying in the skies of New Jersey. There are, of course, several theories about the origin of the drones, including that they may be part of a surveillance drill or operation in the nearby Picatinny Arsenal military base, or that they could be connected to China or Iran. Now, officially, the Pentagon denies everything. Literally everything. The Pentagon is just denying, just carte blanche, everything. They're denying foreign involvement. They're denying that any of these drones are coming from China or Iran. They're denying that they're just a layperson's drones. They're denying any U.S. military involvement. But rest assured, they pose no harm. The military is on top of it. And based on their stellar analysis, these drones are harmless. I mean, look, I don't think you have to be a genius here, to be honest with you. The fact that they've not shot down these drones suggests that this is something involving the U.S. military. But of course, what makes it all so confusing is that the Biden administration has been asleep at the wheel, intentionally so, when it comes to border security. Certainly something that we've seen with the southern border. We've seen it with the Chinese weather balloon. So we don't trust Biden with border security, obviously. And frankly, people don't much trust our military anymore. They don't trust the state anymore. They see it all as just so incurably woke and incompetent. And frankly, the military's answers that have thus far been forthcoming are anything less than convincing. We have no idea what it is, but we know it's not a threat. You want to put those two things together for us? So all of this is leading to a kind of, well, frankly, I mean, a mass hysteria among much of the public. And again, that just fits in with this intentional incompetence, this intentional incompetence model that we've been seeing these last 4 years. So bottom line, where are we with this right now? I do think this is a covert U.S. military operation. I have no idea what it is. I have no idea what it involves. I doubt Biden has any idea of what it is. But the military is assuring him, and the establishment approved media is all in it as well, that everything is hunky-dory and everything is fine. So hopefully the incoming administration will expose for the entire nation what's really going on here. Now, finally, to close the loop in all of this, the biggest irony in this whole scorched earth policy of intentional incompetence is that the major victim in all of it is the legacy media itself, the very media of joyless Reed. Here is CNN's Van Jones, not just recognizing, but lamenting what he sees as the end, the complete and total collapse of the mainstream media. Take a look.
Suburbs, and I'm telling you, we are way off. The entire political class is way off. First of all, digital is a new door knocking. You got to understand that. We were laughing our butts off at Donald Trump for suspending his door knocking campaign and letting Charlie Kirk and Elon do a bunch of stuff online. We said, these guys are idiots. These guys are stupid. Then you start knocking on these doors. You know what people come to the door with? Their phone in their hand. They're in a 24-hour digital surround sound that has nothing to do with CNN, has nothing to do with any stuff that we do. I asked my son, I got a teenage son, I asked him, who are the most influential people in the world today? I'm thinking to myself, he's going to say Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Jay-Z. He says, Kai Cent, Aiden Ross, Jinxie, and Sketch. I don't know who he's talking about. I said, what platforms are you on? He goes, I'm on Twitch, Kick, and Rumble. I said, that sounds like you need to go to the hospital. What are these platforms? I'm telling you guys, the mainstream has become fringe, and the fringe has become mainstream. There are platforms, there are people out there that are getting 14 million streams, and we're on cable news getting 1 or 2 million. And so there is a whole world out there. Kellyanne Conway, I hate to agree with her, but I do a lot of times. Donald Trump understood that, and we didn't. And it's not just Democrats that don't. The entire political class is way off, way off, way off.
Now, did you hear what he just said there? Did you hear what he admitted? He admitted, and again, you'll never hear this on CNN. You'll never hear this on MSNBC. He admitted that the mainstream has become the fringe. And the supposed fringe, has become the mainstream. We are the news now. And of course, we on this channel have been saying that now for at least what? If you've been with us for several years, how long have we been saying that? 4 years at least. And make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button if you haven't already done so. You want to be on what did Rush used to say? We're going to be on the cutting edge of societal evolution, right? Welcome to the party, pal, as Bruce Willis would say. And yes, that wonderful Christmas movie, Die Hard. I do believe it's a Christmas movie. One of the best. I love it. Welcome to the party. We've been talking about this phenomenon known as the network society now for years. I've written about it. And Van Jones and CNN are just learning about it. Well, better late than never. What the dinosaurs in the legacy media are now just figuring out, as you can see, to their utter horror and shock, is that the legacy media belongs to an old era, an old dying social era known as mass society. So the era of mass society is an era of big cities. It tends to be, it's right around the Industrial Revolution, 19th, early 20th centuries. That's why all the legacy media, by the way, all the outlets associated with the big cities. Big cities rise up. They become mega cities in the 19th or 20th century, and because of the Industrial Revolution. And so the media, as we know it, is centered in those new social centers. So the New York Times, the Washington Post, the Chicago Tribune, the Philadelphia Inquirer, LA Times, right? So that's why ABC, NBC, CBS are all headquartered in Manhattan. This is the era of mass society, the society of the Industrial Revolution that concentrated and collectivized power and population in our urban centers. And in that society, we were totally dependent on media organizations, particularly those of us who were in rural areas. We were totally dependent on media organizations for learning about what's going on in the world. That's why they're called the media. They mediate information that they had a privileged position in relation to. They had information that we didn't, and they mediated that information to us, whether it was through newspapers, radio, television, network, cable. We were largely dependent on corporate media outlets that basically had a de facto monopoly of information dissemination. We were dependent on their information mediation. Is that true anymore? Has that been true? This is what drives me crazy with these guys. It's like this has been going on for a while now. Now, with the rise of the internet and what's called the network society, that dependence has been completely broken. It's been severed. We all now have instant access to information completely independent of the legacy media. Let me say that again, because I think that's so essential for us to understand, and in terms of the uniqueness of our time and the historical situation we find ourselves in. And one of the reasons why we're experiencing perhaps the single biggest societal civilizational paradigm shift in 300 years. Because of the network society, because of our shared hyperconnectivity, we now have instant access to digital information completely independent of the legacy media. That's how the mainstream has become fringe and how the fringe has become mainstream. In other words, information has escaped the confines of the corporate media outlets and now bypasses the legacy media in a manner comparable to the way text messaging and email bypass the post office. I mean, we saw this in real time back in the summer on J13 with the shooting of President Trump. The whole world, and I'm not even exaggerating, literally the whole world ignored the legacy media. Where did the whole world go to get second by second updates for what had happened in Butler, Pennsylvania after 6:11 p.m.? Where did the whole world go? They went to X. They went to X. The legacy media was caught completely flat-footed. While CNN was telling us that Trump fell, remember that? That Trump fell, or that Trump was removed from the stage because of loud popping sounds. Ooh, scary. While these legacy media outlets were caught literally frozen in time, making complete fools of themselves, we were getting second by second updates through the new media, the media of the network society, brought to us by citizens, by independent content creators. And what all of this means, and what's so fatal for the legacy media, is that we are now the news, and we are now in the position to fact check the self-anointed fact checkers. This is what so many in the legacy media simply don't understand. It hasn't hit them yet, or it's just starting to. We are all now, because of our instant access to the same information that anyone in the legacy media would have access to, we are now in a position to fact check the self-anointed fact checkers. And they are consistently getting caught with their out and out blatant lies. Trump fell down. Trump escorted off stage because of loud popping sounds. And that's why trust and confidence in legacy media is an all-time low. The latest Gallup poll that just came out a few weeks back shows media confidence today, gang, it is the lowest it has ever been in our nation's history, as it ought to be. This is why social media influencers with $100 webcams are getting more views than CNN. Bottom line. It's what's known as techno-populism. Technology has separated us. It has severed us from our dependence on old, outdated, modernist, mass society institutions and bureaucracies. And now it has freed the people in a way now that we can rule and enable a society of faith, family, and freedom to flourish. It's because we have access now to the same information as CNN does, but now we get to analyze it in a way that far more resonates with the sense of reality that the vast majority of the population shares, rather than the utter woke nonsense spewed out 24/7 by the liberal elites on cable news. It's not hard. It's profound, but it's not hard. Once you recognize that we are in a societal paradigm shift, moving away from mass society towards the network society, as President-elect Trump certainly understands, and as Elon Musk certainly and Vivek certainly understand. Once you understand that, everything starts to make sense. And keep in mind, Van Jones is part of the same group of elites that laughed at Elon when he bought Twitter. 44 billion. I thought this guy was a smart, keen entrepreneur. I thought he was a great businessman. 44 billion. Guffaw, guffaw. They laughed at him. They mocked him. They ridiculed him. My friends, in the midst of an imploding world that will indeed be rebuilt better than ever in our new American golden age, my friends, who is laughing now?